Hi guys.
Hi.
So today, Josephine and I are going to be talking about back to school a little bit. We're both going into our sophomore year, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I feel like maybe probably not school plans have not changed because of like maybe another wave of Delta or maybe the variant from India. So I thought that would change a little bit, but I maybe not. So I'm pretty excited to go back to school and see all my friends again and meet with teachers.
Yeah, me too. Our school just recently, I believe, released their COVID plans and guidelines, and I saw that everyone would be in person. So that's really exciting for me because last year in Zoom was just so different and it was so weird not seeing everyone, being in person, doing work on paper. So I hope we can get back to that sense of normalcy this coming school year.
I feel like I don't know how I would adjust back to normalcy because like we've had maybe a year to like get used to online school, and I feel like I've really like thrived in online school as compared to like school before the before the pandemic. So we'll see. What about you, Jess?
Yeah, you bring up a really good point. There are definitely some things I'll miss about online school and things that I feel are beneficial about online school. It's definitely nice to learn from the comfort of your own home. And I feel like online school and online activities and clubs does save a lot of time because you don't have to drive back and forth and you can really just be home and you can connect with people from all over the world and get opportunities that you wouldn't have had otherwise. Like I did some things that would have been in California if it were in person. So I couldn't have done it without Zoom last year. So Josephine, how do you feel going into sophomore year? Are you excited? Are you nervous?
I'm a little nervous because of APs, and then also with like PSATs and also like just being closer to like college applications, it makes it just like a little more nerve-wracking. But I'm just gonna try to like focus on doing my best this year.
Yeah, I'm also a little nervous. Academics definitely are much harder sophomore year. Things are being turned up a notch, but like Josephine, I'm also just going to try to put forth my best effort and try my best. And you can't try better than your best. So it's always important to put forth your best effort.
Yeah, even though you might not get the result that you want, you still know that you've like tried your best. And I think another aspect of sophomore year is like getting into more like volunteer activities and just like being socializing with people in other clubs and like upper grades.
Yeah, absolutely. And even though I feel like academics and extracurricular life are being turned up a notch, they're going to get harder and possibly more involved. I think also it's important to, like Josephine brought up a little bit, continue to socialize and continue to enjoy your life and have fun because there is a time and place for school and extracurricular, but you also need to take a break sometimes and take some time for yourself and spend time with your family and friends and enjoy your life. So, about talk about like enjoying life. How was your summer?
I think my summer was pretty, it was pretty good actually. Like, I did a couple like extracurricular activities and then also working on my summer assignments. So they're, I wouldn't say they're really, really heavy, but for like AP Bio and like AP World, we have to do like one essay and then plus a whole other bunch of note-taking activities. So yeah.
Yeah, I was actually surprised about the how much the work is. I'm going into two AP classes next year, and I thought it would just be reading a book, reading the textbook, writing an essay about yourself. But in both of them, it is a decent amount of work. But I'm definitely gonna miss summer. I don't know if I'm ready to go back to school.
I feel like I'm not ready to go back to school either. And also there's that I'm a little worried about like the adjustment back to normalcy. Like the style of learning is going to change a little bit compared to what we had pre-COVID, but also I don't know, I thought like the summer assignments, I feel like my mind like definitely like exaggerates the assignments in my head like a little bit larger than what they seem, so it's been pretty okay. Yeah.
For me as well, I feel like I'm taking some of these too seriously and doing a little too much for them, I guess, because I have like basically a little over 2 months to complete them. So also my first AP assignment, so I'm always a little worried about that and just making sure that they are up to the AP level. And Josephine brings up a great point again about the transition. I think it's important to remember that everyone is going through the same thing and we're all on the same boat. And hopefully, teachers will keep that in mind and they'll kind of slowly transition us back into this sense of normalcy and they won't just smack us in the head in the first day with this new style of learning because I think that would definitely be difficult. I know for me, online learning was a lot more independent. There was a lot less group work and team projects and talking to other students in the classroom.
Like I feel like group work has decreased, but then I don't know if when we go back to school, like that will sort of change from what we had before the pandemic. Like maybe I've seen like in because I've been like fully remote this year, so I've seen teachers like try to do like group activities, and I they didn't turn out too well, but I'm pretty excited to be able to actually work with others again in person and then just be able to talk to people because that's something we've lacked this pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. And also for extracurricular activities, last year I was very involved with debate, and I know Josephine did some debate too. And I don't know about you, but I'm definitely worried about in-person debate competitions because I've been debating online this past year. And the great thing about debating online is you can just put your speeches up on your screen and read off of them, and it will look like you're making eye contact because your camera's right there too. But in person, you have to like find that balance between looking down at your speech and making eye contact with the judges. So it's just going to be completely new.
I actually haven't done like too much debate this year, but in one of I actually only did like one or two tournaments this year, but during my first tournament, it was just like yeah, reading off a screen, and then I don't think there was like too much worrying about like looking into the camera, but I guess we'll just public speaking has been a bit like different online this year, so it's good that debate is also going to be going back to quote unquote normal, like
Hmm.
which is like different from what we've experienced because the only year we've had of debate is virtually.
I just wonder how everyone's going to feel about, I guess, our school's regulations. And I believe in our school, it's just everyone's required to wear a mask indoors. Everyone's back in school. People should maintain 3 feet of distance, but there are not going to be desk guards, which I know we had last year. Josephine, were you in school to take the Regents last year?
No, I actually the math and science classes that I took, none of them I didn't have to take Regents last year.
Oh, okay. Because for that, there was a desk guard and it was on a much smaller desk than what you use in regular class. So that was, I think, the most frustrating desk guard moment because I felt like I did not have enough space to take the test. And I like to just spread everything out. So that was a new challenge. But I think that even though it was hard, I learned a lot from it. And definitely when there are no desk guards, it will just feel so easy and it will almost be advantageous that we went through having desk guards because it will just make everything else seem much, much easier.
Yeah, personally, I like to spread out like all of my study materials and like in my computer a bit. So like uh I guess all my stuff will just be like packed like packed to one side, I guess. But then like the good thing about work school from home is that you get to like personalize your own space, right? And just spend as much spend all of your learning time there. But then also about the regulations, I think it's like a balance of safety and so like the students like socials like between each other. So then I think it's good that everyone would be required to wear a mask. And also hope that the windows would be open so then we could just like increase ventilation.
I'm very interested to see how the new regulations in our school, I guess, will feel and what it's like to have everyone back. And I wonder also if they're going to change, like maybe as cases go down, if they would ease up a little bit or vice versa. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And Josephine brought up a great point about how an online school you could organize your desk and your workspace however you wanted. And also, I liked that I could make my own lunch at home. I could like spend time with my dog during breaks, I guess, and during my lunch period. And I also liked I could do homework during my lunch because I was in my room and I had all of my homework and stuff like that. So I kind of like that aspect of online school. It was a lot, there's like very individual in a way and a lot learner in a way. It was also very learner driven because I feel like once again going back to doing assignments individually and just controlling everything about your workspace and your lunch. But then also I feel like while I liked those two aspects of it, it was also isolating because I missed just walking with my friends in the hallway to classes or doing group assignments and getting to interact with new people. So I think it's going to be nice to get back to, I guess, quote unquote normalcy.
I think like during the pandemic at first, I was really I really did not like online school. It was really like restricting for me and I'm sure a lot of other people like felt that way too. Like you're just trapped at home. And then also another part of being back to school, like you said, like walking in the hallways and being able to actually walk around the school, that would be that would be better in terms of just being able to physically walk and have that. I don't know if you would call it exercise, but at least you get to actually move around instead of like sitting at a desk all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like COVID for me and virtual learning brought me a lot of physical stress. I know it hurt my eyes and my back from sitting in one place for so long and staring at a screen. So I think it will definitely be good to get back to walking around the hallway and not necessarily looking at a screen for so long. But if you're listening to this and you're going to be remote next year, I want to put it out there that even if you are home, you can still be active and you can still take breaks from the screen. Even if you just have like 2 minutes between classes, try to use that time to go for a short walk around your house, to get some water, play with your dog, anything. Yeah.
Yeah, for online school, sometimes I would wake up early in the morning to just like walk outside before online classes, and then in between classes, maybe I would like do a little like do some jumping jacks or some sort of exercise to like help my blood to flow and just be able to just move more. And then after school, I find that like because you're staring at a computer all day, like you want to be able to walk outside and just be able to feel that again. So I would just maybe one walk in the morning and then one walk in the afternoon. And then after that, I actually like worked better because then you would have like a short break.
Yeah, taking breaks is huge. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Pomodoro method, but it's basically a studying method that's just centered around having periods of work and then periods of breaking or rest or whatever. And I tried it recently, And I thought it was super effective and I felt much, much more productive. And I think there's also multiple studies that show using that method makes you more productive. So like Josephine said, it's really important to just take breaks, no matter how short they are, or even if you are doing whatever you want. Yeah, and also for online school, even though I might have wanted to take a break, sometimes I just got so involved in like finishing up an assignment or getting ahead on my work that I would just forget to take breaks. So what really helps, I guess, is setting timers or reminders on your phone or on your computer or anything to remind yourself to get up, exercise, get some fresh air.
Yeah, I've also heard of the Pomodoro method. Is that how you say it? Like Pomodoro?
Um, I believe so. I'm sorry if I mispronounced
No.
it. That's
No,
what I think.
actually I
Oh,
don't
I don't
really
know.
know how to say it. So I I've heard of it, but I feel like that's what I also used like before I heard of the method. And I find that if I really try to concentrate for like 1 hour or an hour 30 minutes, like it just like drains the life out of me. So like I find it really helpful to take breaks and just like recharge a little bit before like another burst of study.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you go ahead. I honestly forgot my question. So,
Okay, what about like clubs? Like besides debate, like uh being in person, I feel like our school has a Chinese honor society and um I feel like that was really the best club to be online. There the videos and just the programs they created were like not just the generic online clubs, like maybe aside from debate because that's really focused on public speaking. They already have everything, I guess, like set up.
yeah, I was also in CHS last year. And another thing, or sorry, Chinese Honor Society, we all call it CHS at Jericho to abbreviate. But there was a lot of people in that organization because it was people from ninth grade Chinese, 10th grade Chinese, 11th grade Chinese, and 12th grade Chinese. So I believe there was like sometimes 50 people in meetings. So it would be definitely difficult in a way if we were all in person because just to get everyone's attention and fit all those people in one space. So it was kind of nice having it online so you could see everyone, see all 50 people and have, I guess, organized conversations. So do you think next school year, so when we're going into 11th grade, there are still going to be changes in place like required masks?
Honestly, it's pretty hard to say, and I think there will be some sort of remnant of COVID safety policies in place. Maybe not masks, but still like social distancing.
Yeah, I just always wonder how the pandemic is going to have lasting impacts on our society and how it's going to affect us like 2 to 10 years from now. Um, Josephine's right. It's hard to say. We don't have a crystal ball, but I hope that we can get to the point where we don't have to wear masks or live with any restrictions in a way that would be safe for everyone and everyone would feel comfortable going forward with that. So I think we had a great discussion today about school next year, COVID, and summer, I guess. So Josephine, do you have any final words?
No, just yeah, no, I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, I guess one last thing for me is to just always remember to take time for yourself and have fun. If you're going into 10th grade too, we all know there's going to be a lot more academics and extracurricular activities, but you should always take breaks, take some time for yourself, and remember to just keep having fun and living your life. All right, guys, bye, and thanks for listening.